Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts and welcome to my non-spoiler review for Star Wars The Force Awakens. No spoilers, obviously. I literally just got back from watching the movie in the theaters and I thought to myself, no jump cuts, no, I don't need to do that, no editing, just give my raw and emotional review of this movie because this is what this movie deserves. No editing, no jump cuts, okay? Let's get to the actual review itself, okay? So let's start off here with the plot, which I won't give away, obviously, but the actual story itself, from beginning to end, is phenomenal. I was hooked instantly. The opening crawl at the beginning of the movie was awesome. It was one of the best opening crawls that we've seen in a Star Wars movie, okay? It's definitely on par with the original trilogy crawls. It's just awesome. Like, it answers some questions, but also raises more questions. It's just a great thing, and just to feel the energy in the room once the Star Wars logo comes up, the people were freaking out, and it was awesome. And it really made this movie experience way better to experience it with a crowd full of Star Wars fans. You could feel the energy. It was fantastic. But back to the movie, back to the actual film itself. The story, I think, is phenomenal. It's a great story that's new and refreshing, but also kind of nostalgic in a way because they really find cool, new and unique ways to kind of introduce new elements, but also keep some elements we've seen from the original trilogy that really made the original trilogy as phenomenal as it is. So the mixing of the old and new in the story was very nice, and also the new and the old characters blended well. They found a great way to introduce a lot of new characters, both good and bad, and also reintroduce the older characters that we got from the original trilogy back into the fold in a very unique way. There's a great scene. You're thinking, oh crap, oh no, and then they give this huge surprise. I'm like, yes, oh my god, it was fantastic. So let's talk about some of the characters in this movie. Obviously no spoilers. So we'll start with some of the new characters, then we'll go to some of the old reintroduced characters, and then we'll just kind of go from there and see what happens. So let's start off with, of course, Daisy Ridley as Rey. My god, she was phenomenal in this movie. Her character arc from start to finish in this movie was a huge one. I didn't see it coming. It was fantastic. The marketing at Disney has to be applauded. They should, because they really hid so much from the trailers and the TV spots and all this kind of stuff. They really hid a lot of great stuff in this movie. Trust me, going to this movie, it just you're not going to expect what's going to happen. You're not seeing what's going to be happening. It's going to blow your mind. It blew my mind. I'm like, oh, I didn't see that coming. Oh, I didn't see that coming. Oh, it just keeps on going and going and going. And her character arc was one of those things I didn't see coming because it was just so well hidden. I just didn't see what was going to be happening. It's just, she is a crucial part to this story in part one of this new trilogy. A very crucial part. Definitely look out for her in episode 8 and onwards and all that kind of stuff, because just phenomenal what they did. I mean, there's so many questions I have, but it was just great to see her character. And, I just didn't know what to expect, obviously, from the trailers. So you have to look out for her because it's a phenomenal introduction to that character. John Boyega as Finn. Now, this was an interesting character because they were showing some tidbits from the trailers. Now, we see in the trailers he's a stormtrooper, okay? So that's not a spoiler. The thing is, though, his character arc is very different in the sense of where he starts and where he ends. But what I like is that he actually starts to think, for himself and all this kind of stuff. And it starts to really show in his character where he just has to make these certain decisions. And I think that it really is a crucial part also to the story in a different way, because he really interacts with the other new characters and the old characters very, very well. So I think that with how they introduce his character, what I think is a very nice introduction as well. And I can't wait to see what this character goes through more throughout the film. Poe Dameron, played by Oscar Isaac. I think that this was a big surprise to me because I did not see it coming from him either. But what they did was they found a cool way to kind of, give a little bit insight to the character, but also show off the badassery. This guy, as he stated himself, I'm the most badass pilot of the galaxy. And they show it, in a big way. My God, I just love Poe Dameron. That was a fantastic character. I really enjoyed the way Oscar Isaac portrayed Poe Dameron. It was just phenomenal to see that. Now let's get to some of the older characters. I'm going, obviously, by the good characters here. Harrison Ford as Han Solo. Harrison Ford. You know, he's done some roles in recent years where it's obviously he's not playing a character, he's just playing Harrison Ford. No. Harrison Ford is playing Han Solo, and you felt it every single moment he's on screen. I was just moved by his performance. There was a lot of great moments between him and Princess Leia, played by Carrie Fisher. A lot of fantastic and emotional moments. Both characters were reintroduced in a great way in this movie. Since we've not seen them since Return of the Jedi, they just found a great way to reintroduce those characters. And the moments they had together were just phenomenal. They were just so moving emotionally. I'm like, I might cry. This is, oh my God. It just felt so great to see those two characters individually and then together for those moments. Chewbacca, my God, Chewbacca. The same old Chewbacca had some great moments, some great funny moments, kicking ass. I mean, what do you expect? Chewbacca is just an amazing character. I mean, we don't understand what a word Chewbacca is saying, but it doesn't matter, because when you see him on screen, it's just like, Chewbacca, yes. Let's go off into R2-D2 and C-3PO. The return of the droids. I really enjoyed the return of these droids. C-3PO comes in a great way. I'm not going to obviously say how, but it was just, I didn't see it coming and I laughed my ass off. It was so damn funny. R2-D2's in the movie as well. Won't get into too much of that, but it was nice to see R2-D2 returning as well. Another character I forgot to mention on the newer side, BB-8. This droid is so damn funny. I was trying to think of the words to say here. It's just so damn funny that you could feel the emotion in that droid. That droid goes through a lot of emotions in this movie, and you could feel it. You feel the emotion in C-3PO and R2-D2, even though R2-D2 just beeps and all that kind of stuff. You feel the emotion. BB-8's the same way, and you feel it whenever you see BB-8 just like in a certain way. You feel that it's sad, or it's frustrated or something like that. You feel the emotion from the droid, and I really enjoyed that, because if they didn't really push too hard on trying to bring some emotion to the robotic character BB-8, it probably wouldn't feel as compelling or as exciting to see this character on screen, because there's no real emotion to it. But the funny moments really stood out as well. So I really enjoy BB-8. A great little robot. I mean, it's cute as hell, and just the design of it is just fantastic. I mean, come on, how they figure that out, I have no idea, but it's pretty badass. Some of the bad characters in this movie that were introduced. So Kylo Ren, my God, Kylo Ren he is literally the most badass character in the Star Wars universe as of right now. I mean, Darth Vader was badass, but my God, Kylo Ren is freaking insane. Just the way he's introduced in this movie, what he does in this movie, oh my God. It shows how evil Kylo Ren is. I am just floored. I'm like, I didn't see it coming. I thought maybe we were going to see some crazy stuff. No, they go over the top. They do. General Hux, at first I'm thinking, he's not going to play a big role in this movie. Interestingly enough, he does in a sense. There's some interesting scenes we're not going to get into too much, because obviously it's spoilery. But General Hux, I think that his character is, kind of the Tarkin asset of where he is obviously the general and all that kind of stuff. But there were some pretty interesting scenes with General Hux that made me go, okay, I like this character, even though it's a villain. I like the direction of this character, because at least it's not just, another general. They gave some, little bit of tidbits with this character that made me go, okay, I care about the character a little bit. So I'll give them that they actually wrote General Hux a little bit better than I thought they would. Captain Phasma. Okay, so this is kind of a negative in a sense, and obviously I won't get into too much of Captain Phasma, because obviously it's the plot of the movie. But I wasn't really happy with Captain Phasma in this movie. Now, obviously, I think personally, okay, I can't say this for a fact, I don't know, but I personally feel that when stuff was cut out, they cut out some stuff, including the character. I'm not going to go into too much detail of what you see of the character, so I'm hoping that if the character could the character be redeemed in a sense, for later films? Because it was stated, this is not a spoiler, okay, because this was stated, obviously, this was stated everywhere, Captain Phasma is returning for episode 8, okay? So if you consider that a spoiler, I'm sorry, everybody, but it was stated that Captain Phasma is in episode 8. So I'm hoping character can be written a little bit better, and we'll see a little bit more of Captain Phasma. So, hoping that's going to happen. So, if you consider that a spoiler, I'm sorry, kill me now, but it shouldn't be, because that's just one itty-bitty aspect to everything in this movie. Supreme Leader Snoke. We've not seen him in the trailers, not seen him in the TV spots. All I will say was that intriguing. That's all I'll say, because I really don't know what else to say except that. You'll hear a lot more about that in my spoiler review, which will be my podcast. We'll probably go on for probably over an hour. I don't know how long it's going to be. This review is actually going pretty long as well. So, in conclusion to this movie, this was a phenomenal, dramatic, emotional, action-packed film that really blew my mind. I'm going to see the movie. I'm hoping to see it again this weekend. I'm hoping I'll be able to get into another viewing for the film, because I have so many questions. Yet, second viewing is not going to answer the questions I have, because obviously they're questions from after watching the movie. But I want to rewatch it. I want to rewatch for certain moments that hit me there, man. Hit me in the feels. So, I'm hoping that with what they continue with in this new trilogy, that we learn more about particular things that really just made this movie so good, but yet it left so many unanswered questions. So, Star Wars The Force Awakens, in my personal opinion, is definitely an A. An A out of a grading score. 9.5 out of 10. I'm going to go with that direction. I really don't review movies that much. So, this movie has a few flaws. But not to the point where you go, I don't know about this movie. It's a film that you have to see multiple times. You can see it once, sure. But I recommend seeing it at least another time. Maybe 2 more. It's a fantastic and phenomenal film. So, that's my review, guys. An A. 9.5 out of 10. I think that's a great scoring for it. It's just a great movie. I knew I was going to like it. I didn't know how much I was going to like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. I love it. So that's my review, guys. My non-spoiler review. So, and once again, I will say one time, sorry if you think that the Captain Phasma segment was a spoiler, but it shouldn't be, because it was confirmed for obvious reasons, for other things, and the fact that it is a teeny little thing compared to the majority of this movie, the massiveness of this movie. So, if you see the movie, you'll understand where I'm coming from. So, there you have it, guys. Some non-spoiler review. Thank you guys for watching my non-spoiler review. Check out my spoiler review when it comes out Saturday evening. It will be coming out in the form of the podcast. Thank you guys for watching my non-spoiler review for Star Wars The Force Awakens. May the Force be with you.